Boruto. A series that had so much potential but just isn't doing its parent series justice. Because of how disappointing the series is, I decided to make a video on 10 reasons why I think it sucks. Number 10.
ここより世界に痛みを神羅転生
To start off the list, let's talk about the character building comparison between the two shows. With Naruto starting off as a weakling and having everyone around him roast him for how worthless he is, we are instantly introduced to many characters' bad sides. On the contrary, Boruto was given a silver spoon with his father as the Hokage and strongest ninja in the village. Of course, this changes how people view him, so in my opinion, there just weren't any real bonds within the series. I mean, look at Naruto and Jiraya's relationship, how they grew together, or Naruto and Kakashi. All of his teachers had deep backstories that related to him in some way. Meanwhile, Boruto's characters are all reused from Naruto and given a different personality than in the original series. I think Boruto would be way better if he started as a villain or something like Sasuke and made entirely new relationships. Number 9. One of the main factors driving Naruto to popularity is its fights, with so many of them being absolutely amazing. Compare this to Boruto and they just don't live up to the same level. Sure, the animation is on par with the original, maybe even better, but let's be real here. Boruto has no character building for the fights, so they all seem completely irrelevant. Even with most of them having good animation, some of the fights seem like a 7 Deadly Sins animation level, making you wonder why they are even showing this scene in the first place. On the other hand, Naruto has tons of great fights, with each of them having some sort of reasoning behind it. I don't want to state the obvious like Naruto versus Sasuke's fight, but even the smaller fights end up having some meaning behind them. Overall, I think Boruto just needs to put more time into the lead up to the fights instead of just rushing them to keep the series alive. Number 8.
口寄せの術
On the topic of character building, let's dive a bit deeper into the reasoning like the villains. In Naruto, we had tons of memorable villains, whether it was Orochimaru's switch up on the clan or even Itachi. With each of these villains in the series having a deeper meaning to their motives, you have empathy for them. It really shows how much of a difference it makes when you compare it to Boruto and the random villains that pop up. I mean, come on! Sometimes when watching Boruto, it seems like they just keep making stronger and stronger villains just to make the fights intense. On the other hand, you have someone like Sasuke, who grows with the series, taking on various fights, so it doesn't seem like some thrown together character. If I could change Boruto, I would make pre-existing characters who are good into evil people just to spice it up a bit, instead of just random antagonists we forget about. Number 7. A character's growth is a huge part of an action series because you get to see their weak side and then get satisfaction when they become strong. Boruto doesn't really do this, however, with his father being overpowered and him being given at birth cheat powers. You look at Naruto's upbringing and he was the lowest of the lows, a complete outcast who earned his spot at the strongest. Although it took like 200 episodes before he really did anything. It ended up being worth the watch because of how much he grew. Boruto, however, just doesn't live with this life with him being surrounded by the strong. On top of this, he lives in a world of peace where the villages aren't fighting each other, making another reason why the villains just seem random. Overall, I think it would be much more satisfying if Boruto didn't have motion since birth. Number 6.
全力で行かせていただきます。危険風雪切り。
Next, let's talk about something all anime watchers absolutely hate: filler episodes. For example, in Solo Leveling, when they released episode 7.5, it gained tons of backlash for just 1 week of filler. Now imagine watching a series with there being more filled than actual content. The amount of filler episodes in Boruto is insane, but there is a reason behind it. See, around the time when Naruto ended, they instantly moved on to Boruto, despite there not being enough manga chapters to keep up with the weekly upload series. Because of this, you can only guess what happened with Boruto being around 70 to 80% filler. Compare this to Naruto, which has over 700 episodes and doesn't have half of the amount of filler episodes Boruto has, and you can see why people are angry. I mean, come on, might as well just watch the filler for its storyline at that point. What do you think of Boruto so far, and how do you think it will ever live up to Naruto's level? Let me know down in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe so I know you liked the video. Number 5.
羽ばたいたら戻らないと言った。
Okay, now let's talk about the part of the series that many people don't think about but makes a huge difference: the opening songs. Many people skip the intros to anime, but for Naruto, the opening just hits differently. I mean, who doesn't remember the first opening song, which started with Every time I started up the series, the opening would get me hyped up and ready to watch the series. Boruto, on the contrary, has no meaningful openings with them, just not living up to Naruto's level. Like, respectfully, after watching a majority of Boruto, I can't remember a single intro, while Naruto, I could name countless intros. On the topic of intros, which Naruto intro was your favorite while watching the series? Number 4. Next up, we have the difference in how the ninja world is portrayed between Naruto and Boruto. Within Naruto, we started by seeing people get killed or injured, learning it's a world of war and pain. Meanwhile, within Boruto, everyone is just chilling and at peace, making the title of a ninja seem a lot more meaningless. I remember watching Naruto and thinking of how difficult life must have been for the shinobi, whether it's the characters abusing others for their own good or killing just because it was a part of the series that left an everlasting effect. Look at Boruto, however, and there isn't any of this. The characters aren't as cruel, people don't really die like in Naruto, and the vibe just seems overall more kid-friendly. Might just be me, but as someone who grew up watching Naruto and now seeing Boruto, it just doesn't hit the same. Next, let's talk about the overall theme of the two series and how it makes a bigger effect. Since the start of the series, Naruto expressed his interest in becoming the Hokage, but with so many episodes, it seemed like it would never happen. As you would probably know, he does in fact become the Hokage, making the story seem meaningful to watch all the episodes. Meanwhile, Boruto is born with everything given to him, so he doesn't have the same interest in becoming someone like his father. Instead, he shows interest in just becoming stronger with no real goals or ambition. I mean, sure, he can say he wants to be stronger than his father or become the Hokage one day, but that's just a recycled plot. I wish they had given Boruto some deeper meaning rather than just the expectation of becoming stronger than his dad.
ここまでやるとはな、川木。
お前も7代目と同じところへ送ってやるよ、ボルト。
こうなるしかなかったのか。
Number 2. To reinforce the previous idea, let's talk more about Naruto's upbringing. See, as I have stated, he started as the weakest, an outcast, and someone who nobody thought would ever go anywhere. After improving himself time and time again, people started to love him more, including the viewer. While he constantly grew, eventually becoming the Hokage has to be one of the most satisfying moments in all of anime. Meanwhile, as I have stated, Boruto kind of just wanders around with his given powers. If you compare the two's upbringing, you have Naruto, the weakest and most neglected person, while Boruto is given overpowered abilities from the start. On top of this, he is loved by everyone, immediately gaining the skills from the strongest ninjas in the world, making his rise to power so much easier. Basically, what I'm trying to say is Boruto's rise isn't going to be anywhere as near as satisfying as Naruto's, was making the series seem like it's not even worth to watch. Number 1. To finish things off, we have basically all of these claims into one idea, the memorabilia of the series. Naruto has so many moments that you probably think of or see on social media all the time, reminding you of the series. For example, Naruto and Sasuke's fights, or him becoming Hokage, or even something like Obito's meticulous switch-up. With so many moments that make for his perfect moments, it is a series that constantly lives in my hand rent-free. Boruto, on the other hand, is kind of just there to help you remember the past glory the series lived. As someone who has seen a majority of Boruto, including the crazy number of filler episodes, there is maybe one moment that actually stuck with me. Like I have said throughout the video, I think the only way to revive the show would be some crazy twists, changing the world as we know it. Well, that wraps up the list. Let me know what you think about my opinions and ideas down in the comments section. Also, do not forget to like and also subscribe so I know you liked my video. If you did in fact like the video and want to see more, consider turning the bell on so you can stay updated with each upload.